I'm super jealous. And
Good, good. You should be, you boat selling fiend. You should be jealous. Because I got to go to the Miami Boat Show without you. And I
I'll
didn't.
be there next year.
There you go. I didn't sell
Uh,
anything.
we'll we'll definitely be there next year as S&J Yachts, I believe.
Well, fantastic. And on that note, ahoy, hoy! Welcome aboard the Funny Boat Podcast. I am your host, Captain Boomies. And with me is the fabulous, the wonderful, the broker with the beard, Mr. Ed Pickering. How are you doing, Cap?
I'm doing fantastic, Captain Boomies. How about yourself?
I'm tan. I'm feeling good. I did like a whole couple of sober days after getting back from the Miami Boat Show, but now I'm over it.
Enough of that crap.
Mhm. Oh my goodness. But man, I had way too much fun at the Miami Boat Show. There was just a million boats there. It's such a
Yeah.
massively massive show. And I kind of hate it because of that. Like you really can only see one, maybe two sections of it a day. And so like when I promise to show up to a booth and be Captain Boomies as hard as I possibly can as
Right.
like is it a spokesperson? Is that what I'm being? I don't know. I don't feel like I should be allowed to represent anything ever. Other than some bad advice.
Right. All right.
But
Yeah.
I did get to represent Argo navigation app, which I love. I use it all the time. I torture my clients into using it so I can keep track of their little dots on the water. And it's basically like free navionics. I didn't
Yeah.
say that out loud. I don't think they'd appreciate me describing it that way.
That's, you know what? One and done.
These things. I
I will say, your promoting of it prompted me to download it as well.
Oh, look at that. So it was
See,
worth it for them. One
team
whole person.
player, team player. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So are we friends on the app now? I can see your dot floating
I don't
around.
know that I got into all of that part of it yet,
Oh, okay.
but
Well,
possibly
I
we
see.
will be shortly.
I see how it is. We're not friends anymore. Oh my
That was
goodness.
short-lived.
Yeah. Like the tides.
That's right.
Comes and
Ebb and
goes.
flow, ebb and flow.
Well,
Yeah, and you got to see
I got to see a lot.
several of the people I've connected with at the fall show here in Annapolis.
Yeah, this whole YouTuber personality thing
Yeah.
is very interesting. The booth that I was at just happened to be literally like 3 booths down from where they
Dangerous.
were putting all of the big major boating YouTube content creators. And I felt like such a wiener. They're all there with their like 100,000 subscribers, and I'm like, I've
Right.
got like maybe 1,000. You anybody want my sticker? No, it was actually really funny because my time at the Argo booth happened to line up with Parlay Revival's Colin.
Colin and Jamie are insane.
Oh,
Holy cow.
well, first of all, they're massively massive. If you say sailing YouTube channel, you say
Yeah.
Delos, La Vagabond, and Parlay Revival. Like those are the 3. And I fangirled so hard, but but it was terrible because so Colin's an ex-yachty, and a
Right.
lot of people know of him because of the show Below Decks, where he was the ship's engineer and all that good stuff. But he was yacht crew around the same time I was yacht crew.
Ah.
So he kept like looking at me and giving me this hairy eyeball.
Right.
Like,
How do I know you?
why you look familiar? And I I'm looking at him going like, maybe I know who this Kiwi is. I worked with a lot of Kiwis.
Right?
And he's just looking at me and I'm looking at him and I'm like, yachting was a very weird time in my life. I don't think we made out, but I'm not sure. Like,
Nice.
no. So he was of course creeped out by me. So I spent a lot of time torturing David Shee Sales,
Oh, he's fantastic.
I mean, his production stuff just kills me with how good it is.
Yeah.
I am actually a patron of his. Hi, David
Nice.
Shee. I love you. I am also creepy to you too, but you know, but I know we never made out. Like that's a
Right.
guarantee.
The cool thing about both of those guys, and most of them, to be completely honest, is that they're so accessible. I've bumped into them. If I talked to David at the fall show and just saying, "Hey, this is what I'm trying to do," and handed him some of my stuff, and he's like, "Man, just put them out. Keep putting out the videos." Gave me his cell number. Call me anytime. We've talked several times, asking advice and this and that and whatever. So,
Yeah.
and same thing with Colin. His was one of the first shows that I started watching. Zingaro, Parlay Revival, and at the time I was dock master at a marina in Rock Hall. So I was always hoping, hey, if you guys are in the Chesapeake, I can hook you up for a night or two.
I love that. I got the hookup. Man, so that's part of why it's awesome to be one of these mega content creator, YouTuber, sailing, boating people, is people do try to give you hookups, which is
Yeah.
awesome. It's totally awesome. And then it makes sense from a business standpoint. It's massive advertising that you almost can't get anymore. Like
Right.
there's no way to get that kind of advertising anymore. So the little
Good off.
noodle in here that does business things every once in a
Yeah.
while like, tries
Good,
to tell me.
that good authentic grassroots type of organic marketing advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's word of mouth referral, that type of stuff. That's awesome.
So
Good deal.
with that in mind, I'm giving you a makeover so we can so we can be, fancy content slinging monsters.
Good luck.
Thanks, I appreciate it. No, I think you look perfect. You look like such a sailor. Maybe the trick is I should just grow a beard and then
No.
and we could be like
the
those
circus.
fishing twins. What are their names? Oh my god. I love it.
Okay, that's be great. We'll have her Helly Hansen and her Cartharts and her
and our beards.
Oh goodness. So
well,
you
you've
had a
been up
good
to-
time.
I had a fabulous time, but I know you also got up to some shenanigans, and by shenanigans I mean you became a real boy. I heard through the internet that you passed a very serious exam.
I did, yeah. I almost forgot.
No, you didn't, you big liar.
It's a traumatic repression.
Was it that bad? Sorry. So let's back up for a second. Yeah. So here's what I got all excited about. Ed Pickering, the broker with the beard, is now very legitimate because he passed the gnarly, the exceptional, the terrifying yacht brokers. Oh, I forget what the rest of the acronym is.
Yes, the CPYB. I'm certified professional yacht broker.
Hot damn.
Yeah. And,
certified.
Certifiable. Official. I'm bona fide.
You're just making it more and more legit all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, wow. It was a really tough test. It felt a lot like my third third mate's exam. Some of the wording, and they're like, there's one correct answer. I'm like, nah, I think there's two correct answers. so, so then you have to like, okay, let me really dig into this.
I have no
But yeah,
idea what's on that test. Is it?
it's, I thought I did. Come to find out, I was pretty surprised. No, it was, they get into everything, international stuff. They're coming out with an international version as well, which will be even, I'm sure, more fun. So when that comes out, I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon as well.
So fancy.
But yeah, it was, you have to. There's a whole process to just even be allowed to take the test. So you have to have a certain amount of time as a full-time broker. You have to be nominated by two current members of the CPUIB brokerhood, I guess you would
Who
call it.
trusts you?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. So that was pretty cool. And then you get 3 chances to pass, and I passed on my first go round. So yeah, I was pretty excited. It was at the end. It's like almost 150 questions, and then says, "Are you ready to submit?" And yes, and then says, "Are you sure you're ready to submit?" And I was like, "I'm really not sure." But
Are
yeah,
you
did it.
sure? That's the most
Final answer.
intimidating thing.
It's like, can I call a friend?
Gross.
But you were away.
Like, oh, sorry, man. I was
Yeah,
very away.
right.
So before the Miami Boat Show, I was actually in the British Virgin Islands on a great big beautiful catamaran charter. It was fantastic, but I was
Mhm.
emotionally unprepared to then become Miami. Like I was so salty and wind blown and
Mhm.
sunburned and like wearing half a flip flop because I had lost part of it at the Soggy Dollar Bar.
Oh,
I was
if you're gonna
just,
lose a flip flop, that's the place to do it.
they do make you swim ashore. I was using it as like a half flipper, and it just
Ah.
didn't go well. Meh.
Nice. Eh. That's awesome. Well deserved break from
From other
all of this.
floating things I do. Like, what are we talking about here?
What do you do in your spare time? I go on things I go on full time.
Yeah, I float boats. I keep floating boats. Like, it's really all I'm capable of these days.
Yeah. I got to
Ah,
do that yesterday before the front pulled through.
yeah, we had beautiful weather. What'd you do?
Had a sea trial, and that went smashingly well. Well, probably
Oh,
not smashingly well. Shouldn't be the best
that's
description
a
for a sea
terrible
trial.
like set of words for that.
Swimmingly well, probably just as bad. It went great.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah, it went great.
Great.
No, successful survey and sea trial, and literally got wrapped up, ate my lunch, and then started to rain my entire way home. So,
Oh,
but
lordy, lordy.
um, yeah, it's good. Had a good time. I
Well,
mean, it wasn't Miami Boat Show good time, but
few things are.
still, yeah.
We should figure out what boat show we're both going to be at next because you got to go to the St. Pete show without me. I got to go to the
I
Miami
know.
boat show without you. This seems silly. I feel like there's going to have to be some overlap at some point here.
I'm pretty sure I'll be at all the Annapolis boat shows.
Oh, good, 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 good. So let's see.
Pretty much guaranteed.
Well, so when I say the Annapolis shows, I mean the ones that happen in October, and you've got the
Right.
Power and the Sail show. But I have my suspicions you're referring to the mega monster that is the spring show, the Bay Bridge show, and
Hmm.
then isn't there some other smaller
So
shenanigram?
yeah, so the spring shows are separate, and they are a bit smaller than the two fall shows that are held back to back, both in Annapolis. The spring powerboat show is actually on the eastern shore at Bay Bridge Marina, and that'll be, I think, it's definitely the week before the Annapolis Spring Show. I think it's all like mid-April,
Okay. Well,
mid to late
I have a little announcement that you
April.
need to hear about though. And it's 100% not official yet, but I'm announcing it anyway.
Awesome.
And that is that DC at National Harbor is going to be having a boat show, and they're doing it Cinco de Mayo, so May 5th.
Oh, May 5th.
And through that weekend, and they asked me if I could do one of my very Boomies presentations.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very, very much looking forward to indoctrinating as many people in person as possible, because these Zoom calls are fun when I do them. But
right.
I'm watching their faces as I shock them into learning nautical, advanced, marine knowledge. This is, if you're listening to the audio podcast, I'm sorry, but I'm making a lot of weird hand gestures.
Yeah, you're missing it. Find the YouTube on the Funny Boat YouTube.
Funny Boat podcast. Hopefully we make it to 100 subscribers on the YouTube soon, so that I can actually lock in that name. Otherwise, who knows what will actually be called.
I gotta go find some people.
Yeah, I've been really bad about talking about it on Captain Boomies, partly because Captain Boomies has been having a really hard time cranking out content lately.
But you've been busy.
I've been a bit busy, and editing takes a while, and it's a very personal experience, and I need candles and scented baths, and then I can get there.
Oh gosh.
Cheers. That's how I edit, okay?
Nice.
Deal with
it's
it.
It's a process. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that, 'cause I just saw today on Facebook they posted that they started putting together the floats for this DC boat show. And I'm like, I haven't heard of this. And
yeah, it's the first time they're doing it for the first time this year, and which is why they're willing to take a chance on me.
Who can we get?
Yeah, no, it was funny. Like, I got very word of mouth, and actually through a broker, weirdly, which surprised me. Like a broker recommended me to an entertainment person who recommended. It was weird. Anyway, it's so not official, but I'm announcing it now so that I can force it.
Gonna railroad him right into that deal.
Make him. Just get it. Just aggressive. Yeah, I'm really.
Welcome to guerrilla marketing.
Yes. We're gonna be in the YouTube booth in no time.
Yes. Look out, folks.
Oh no. I'm exhausted. And with that, I'm gonna call this a short one, unless you want to keep talking about boating nonsense. But I've had my cocktail. I'm good.
No, I mean, it was. I said, I think before we were recording, I missed you, but at the same time, I got to see little snippets from Facebook and Instagram, and it looks like you had a blast everywhere. So that I was very excited for you.
Yeah, the only snippets I saw was you being okay, so I wasn't actually watching your video. I'm 100% honest about that. I didn't watch it. I just went and I clicked on it, and I saw that there was 9,000 comments on your video, and I'm like, what is this? What is happening?
What you done do?
So I clicked on it again, and I just start reading the comments, because I'm like, I don't have time to actually watch this video, partly because the BVI Wi-Fi was terrible. Right. And I'm like, I literally don't have time to load this video. Find out what he's talking about. But then I'm scrolling through, and it's like, congratulations, 800 comments later of congratulations, I finally see somebody say something like, congratulations on passing your exam. And I'm like, oh, so he's not having another kid.
No. No, I'm not.
Like that's what it felt like as I was
Yeah.
scrolling through all the
Yeah.
comments. So
Yeah.
wait, you know what? I am going to ask you though. What does that
Okay.
mean you're going to be allowed to do now that you
Hmm.
weren't before?
Hmm. Um, nothing. Nothing different. uh, no,
Okay.
necessarily. I, to be honest, I think it doesn't allow me to do anything different as far as working as a broker.
Okay.
I think it does to some degree in my mind anyway, shows that I've put the extra effort in. It's a continual education based program, so it's not like you take the test and you're done. You have education hours that you have to keep up yearly, events that you have to attend, and seminars. So it keeps you in the mainstream of the current trends of brokerage and how those requirements of brokerage on both the buyer and the seller side change, and how to make sure that you're doing things in the most appropriate way for whoever you're representing.
Does this mean that you're allowed to have broker minions?
Uh, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to
Okay.
have it.
I'm just
I think it does kind of, I don't know. Some people say legitimize it a little bit. I don't really like that necessarily, because I know fabulous yacht brokers out there that have been doing it for years, and they don't have the CPYB accreditation, and they're still fantastic brokers. I don't know. To me, it was important. I always, whenever I do things, I like to do it to the best that I possibly can. And I felt for me that this was a good way to show others um, that I have taken that extra step to make sure I'm doing things properly.
did I hear that there's an A in the acronym for association or no?
No, just CPYB.
CPYB. Okay.
Yeah. There's all of the yacht brokerage. Um,
Like so I've seen, so for example, the Miami Boat Show had a big like brokerage association of something or
right.
other, and they throw a hell of a party, but they also have a bunch of terrifying seminars and things that I thought, I really can't think of a more terrifying place to go than a conference hall full of brokers. Like,
That's where we plot how to take over the world.
I
Okay, now
just,
you're Eastern Europe, you're Western Europe. Okay, we're getting that together. um, yeah, it's. I know that the CPYB program is endorsed by all of the major brokerage affiliations. So the YABA, the
okay.
YBAA, the IYLA, all of those different organizations, everything that has to deal with the contractual side of the business fully supports the CPYB program. Um,
Huh.
so it's very widely recognized as kind of being the um, I would say probably the authority on how to properly do yacht brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an international version coming out, and they're changing how they're doing the testing a little bit in the future. Um, I did it all in one shot, which is a lot to do.
Nerd.
It's a lot to do at one time. So I think they're changing that a little bit in the future to break it up into smaller sections, so you can focus a little bit more in how they do that. But uh, none of that is out that I know of. It's just kind of what I've heard through the grapevine. But I'm 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 very excited to have that under my belt, and it especially I kind of got in right at the cutoff. I think you had to do it a minimum of 2 years as a
Ooh.
full-time broker, so most people have done it for 10 plus years before they take the test. So,
Nice.
Yeah, anyway.
Well, don't
Not a
tell
whole lot of
anyone.
fun about that, but
Don't tell anyone, but I'm secretly very proud of you.
oh well, thank you. I'll tell everybody
Don't you
that means a
dare.
lot.
I will deny it.
I've got a recording that says,
Oh, how dare you.
it's my ringtone.
And with that, you know what? Bon voyage. This has been the Funny Boat Podcast. That is the now certifiable broker with the beard.
Right?
I am Captain Boomies and feeling ridiculous tonight. So I hope you have a fabulous voyage yourself out there. Go find us places and subscribe to things if you made it this far. Funnyboatpodcast.com. Boom.
There you go. Oh man.
We're terrible at this.